click the Start button on the taskbar. If Word 2016 does not display on the Start menu, click in the Search Programs and Files. Click W. Word 2016 displays as the top item on the Start menu. Click Word 2016, select Blank Document. A new blank document displays. From the Home tab on the ribbon, click the Show Hide Characters icon in the Paragraph group. A paragraph mark displays at the location of the cursor. You have decided that you would like your letterhead to have shades of orange and brown. Click the Design tab on the ribbon. In the Document Formatting group, click the Colors down arrow and select Yellow, Orange. You will not see anything happen on your screen, but when you go to choose a color, these colors will be available. Because we will be working with graphics, you may want to view grid lines on your page. Click the View tab on the ribbon. Click in the checkbox to the left of grid lines. A grid displays on your document screen. Press the Enter key to leave a blank paragraph mark above your cursor. Click on the first paragraph mark. Click the Insert tab on the ribbon. In the Illustrations group, click the Shape down arrow. In the Rectangles section, click the rounded rectangle. Your cursor changes to a black plus sign. Click and drag a rectangle. Don't worry about its exact shape. We will change it in the Size group. So in the Size group, click on the first text box and type 1.07. Click in the Width type box and type 6.48 and press the Enter key. Click on your second paragraph mark and enter to move your cursor below the rounded rectangle. Move your cursor into the rounded rectangle until your cursor changes to a quad arrow with an up-pointing white arrow. Click and drag to position your rounded rectangle on the document screen. To be more precise, you can always hold down your Control key and use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move in small increments. Click at the paragraph mark. At the paragraph mark, you are going to insert an online picture. Click Insert on the ribbon. In the Illustration group, click Online Pictures. At the Insert Pictures dialog box, click in the text box and type Microsoft Office and click the search icon. Scroll down until you see the Microsoft Office with the golds and oranges. Click and click the Insert button. The picture is displayed on the screen. You need to make it smaller, so click in one of the corner sizing handles until your cursor changes to a 2-point arrow. Click and drag to make the image smaller. We will size it using the size option later. Select the image if it is not already selected. So that we can position the image on top of the rounded rectangle, we need to change the text wrapping to square. In the Arrange group, click the Wrap Text down arrow and select Square. In the Size group, change the height to 0.96 and the width to 0.92 and press the Enter key. With the image selected, add your cursor in the shape of a quad arrow with an up-pointing white arrow. Click and drag the image onto the left side of the rounded rectangle. Remember that you can use your Control key and the arrow keys to position the image exactly where you want it to display on the rounded rectangle. Click outside the image. Now we want to place the same image on the right side of the rounded rectangle. Click on the image to select it. Your cursor is in the shape of the quad arrow with the up-pointing white arrow. Hold down the Control key and drag a copy of the image to the right side of the rectangle. Use the Control and the arrow keys to position the image exactly where you would like it on the rectangle. Click at the paragraph mark below the rounded rectangle to deselect. Right-click on the rounded rectangle and select Add Text. At the location of the insertion point, type App Assist. To change the font to Candara and the font size to 26, select the text App Assist. Click the Font down arrow in the font group and select Candara. Remember that you can type a C to move directly to, and actually it didn't work here, but you can scroll down to the C's and find Candara, and then change the font size to 26 by clicking the font size down arrow and choosing 26. To add the Fill Black Text 1 Shadow text effect, with the words App Assist still selected, click the text effect down arrow in the font group. Click the first icon, Fill Black Text 1 Shadow. Click on the paragraph mark below the rounded rectangle to deselect. At the location of the insertion point, type the contact information, inserting a small diamond symbol between parts of the contact info. We're going to type 210 Texas Avenue, space, and to insert the symbol, click the Insert tab on the ribbon, click the symbol down arrow in the Symbols group, and select More Symbols. Click the font down arrow and scroll to Wingdings. Select Wingdings and scroll until you see the symbol that we want to insert. Select the symbol and click Insert. Close the symbol dialog box. Press the space bar and type Bangor, Main, space 04401, space. And we could go through Insert Symbol again, but it might be simpler if we simply highlighted the symbol. Press Ctrl-C on the keyboard to copy. Press the END key to move to the end of the line, and press Ctrl-V as in Victor on the keyboard to insert the symbol. Press the space bar and type phone, 207-262-786-4, space, Ctrl-V to paste in the symbol, space, and type email, DKOKOSKA@maine.edu. You can certainly replace this contact info with your own contact info if you prefer. Since your cursor is located in the contact info line, you can press Ctrl-E to center the text. In the telephone number, we are going to insert non-breaking hyphens. But before we do that, let's go to View and Grid Lines to turn off the grid lines so they're not distracting. Click to the right of the hyphen and press the backspace key. Hold down the Control key and the Shift key and type a hyphen. And then click before the last 4 digits of the phone number, backspace, Control Shift, hyphen. It's not necessary for us to do what is called a non-breaking hyphen in this particular telephone number because it's not near the right margin and part of it would not break and go down onto a new line. But very often we want to keep all of the telephone number together. So we use the non-breaking hyphens, which are often referred to as sticky hyphens. Click at the end of the contact info line and press the Enter key. The email address turns to a hyperlink. Right-click on the email address and select Remove Hyperlink. Click in the Contact Info line. In the paragraph group, click the border down arrow and select Bottom Border. Click on the line below the bottom border and click the Clear All Formatting icon in the font group. This may not be necessary, but it's a good idea. Now we're going to save that letterhead in the Office 2016 Student Data Files Word Module 3 folder as Business Letterhead. Click the Save icon on the Quick Access toolbar. Browse to the location of your student data files. Double-click on Word Module 3, and we're going to name the file Business Letterhead. and click the Save icon or Save button. Before we perform our next step, I want you to click in the line and paragraph spacing down arrow in the paragraph group. Notice that there's an option that says Remove Space after paragraphs. Now we could go in and do this, but there's an easier way to perform that task if you want it in all of your document. That is to click the No Spacing style in the Styles group. Now notice that when we click on the line and paragraph spacing, it says Add Space after paragraph because this option is already active. Click at the paragraph mark. If the ruler does not display on the word screen, click the View tab on the ruler and put a check mark beside Ruler. Notice that the default tab is Left tab. We need to set a left tab at 4 inches on the ruler. Move to 4 inches on the ruler and click. A small L displays on the ruler. You can click on the L and drag to any location, and if you drag it off, it will disappear and you will need to click it again. This left tab stop is for us to enter the date line, the complementary close, and the signature line. At the location of the cursor, press the Tab key. Your cursor moves to the 4-inch mark on the ruler. To insert today's date, click the Insert tab on the ribbon. In the text group, click the Insert Date and Time icon and choose the format that you would like for today's date. I'm going to choose the third option, November 25th, 2016, and click OK. The date is inserted in the document. Press the Enter key twice. Now we will type the recipient's address. Dr. Tricia Tudor, T-U-D-O-R, coordinator. Enter. Tutoring Center. Enter. University of Maine at Augusta. Enter. 205 Eastport Hall. Enter. Bangor, Maine. 04401. Enter twice and type the greeting, Dear Dr. Tudor, : Enter twice. Now we will type the first paragraph of our business letter. I have recently taken a 3- credit course in CIS100, Introduction to Computer Applications, and have become proficient in all components of Microsoft Office Suite, period. I am work study eligible, and would love an opportunity to join your tutoring team and share my expertise in the following areas: colon. Press the Enter key twice. To insert a table, click the Insert tab on the ribbon. Click the Table down arrow in the Illustrations group and select 4 grids, 2 by 2 table. We will expand the rows as we type. To select a design for the table, with the Table Tools menu displaying, click the Design tab on the ribbon. Click the More down arrow for table styles. Scroll down until you see the style called Grid Table 5 Dark Accent 1. Click to select. We want to center the title Computer Applications across the first row of the table. To merge the 2 columns into one row, select the row, right-click on the selection, and choose Merge Cells. The first 2 columns become one row. Click in the top row and press Ctrl-E to center. Type the words Computer Applications. Type Microsoft Word, tab, type Designing a Catchy Flyer, comma, Formatting Research Papers, comma, and Creating Business Letters, with a letterhead and a table. Now I just decided that I would like to see this row, all of the text left aligned. Move to the margin, click, press Ctrl-L on the keyboard. Click at the end of the last thing that you typed and press the Tab key. Type Microsoft Excel, and if you decide that the formatting marks make it difficult for you to type, click the Home tab and click the Show Hide icon in the paragraph group. Type in this cell, we are typing Microsoft Excel, tab, Producing Spreadsheets, with formulas, functions, and charts, tab, Microsoft access, generate databases with tables, queries, forms, and reports. Tab, Microsoft, PowerPoint, creating multimedia slideshows, with graphics, audio, video, background music, and transitions and animation. Click your cursor in the document. The insertion point displays below the table. Press the Enter key and type the paragraph below the table. Since my personal laptop is a Mac, comma, I would be able to assist students who are doing homework on the Mac. As well as Windows users. My availability is as follows. So we're going to press the Enter key twice and type, my availability is as follows, colon. Press the Enter key twice. At the location of the cursor, click the Home tab on the ribbon and click the bullet icon in the paragraph group. Type Monday, space dash, space, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. 8, A period, M period, dash, 4 space P period, M period. Press the Enter key. Tuesday, dash, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. 1 p.m. dash 4 p.m. period. Enter and type Wednesday, 8 a.m. to noon. Wednesday, 8 a.m. to noon. Enter. Thursday, unavailable. Friday, all day. Press the Enter key twice. This turns off automatic bulleting, and then press the Enter key again. To type the complimentary close, you want the word sincerely to start at 4 inches. Press the Tab key and type sincerely, comma, press the Enter key 4 times. Press the Tab key and type your name. Press Control Home to move to the top of the document. And we are going to spell check by clicking the spelling and grammar icon in the quick access toolbar. It doesn't recognize Microsoft, you can ignore. And it doesn't recognize my name, I'm going to ignore that. And click OK. If your name moves to a new page, you can set the bottom margin at 0.05 inches. Click the Layout tab on the ribbon. Click the Margins down arrow in the Page Setup group. Click Custom Margins and change the bottom margin to 0.05 and click OK. Since the bottom margin is very narrow, I would suggest that we click before the M in My Availability and press the backspace key to move this line and combine it with the previous paragraph. Press the space bar. To create an envelope to go with the letter, click the Mailings tab on the ribbon. Click the Envelopes icon in the Create group. Notice that the delivery address is already inserted in the text box. My return address is already inserted as well because I have selected Always use this return address. You may need to type your return address in the return address text box. Then click the button Add to Document. An envelope is inserted above the letterhead. Click the Save icon on the Quick Access toolbar to save the document with the name Business Letterhead. Close the Business Letterhead document.